What's up, y'all? It is your boy Red, and welcome to my Sonic Colors playthrough. And I want to just start off the playthrough with a PSA. If you own a Wii, well, you need to go ahead and go get you some component cables. If you even have the TV to support that, or even if you have a TV with only HDMI, get you some component cables and a HDMI adapter for that, because Wii games just look way better through component versus AV. So yes, but here's Sonic Colors, and wow, this is actually the first boost game that we're doing, which is, I think it's appropriate, to be honest, because this is, while subtle, this is a major shift in the Sonic franchise in terms of like tone and story, and not so much gameplay. I think Sonic Colors aims to take the good things about Sonic Unleashed daytime stages and tries to incorporate more classic elements. I'd say, like, a lot of people tell you that it reminds you of classic games because, you know, when you first start up the game, you go straight into the stage. Like, I think there's less emphasis on like story this time around, or not less emphasis on story, but it's just different. Just the tone is just way different. Mind you, this came out in 2010, so this is the first game of the 2010s basically. And I think this game pretty much is the start of like a new era of Sonic, because in the 2000s, the games were very much like anime shonen style stories. Like, let's be honest, most of them were. Whether you liked them or you didn't like them. Now, I'll be honest, I like the stories from the 2000 Sonic games, but I don't mind this neither. Sonic Colors, and afterwards take some more, like, I guess you could say the story is more like Americanized, which was a deliberate choice that Sonic Team made, I think. Well, I'm not sure if Sonic Team made the decision or Sega made the decision for Sonic to go ahead and have like English writers. But I think it makes sense, and I think for what the story tries to do, I think Sonic, this isn't like just out of the ordinary, because to be honest, the story and the way Sonic acts is very reminiscent of like the Sonic cartoons, really. Like even Sonic X to a certain extent, but definitely like the American Saturday morning Sonic cartoons. That is exactly how Sonic acts in this. But yeah, this is Sonic Colors for the Wii, and this is, oh my god, this game looks so good. This is definitely like one of the best looking Wii games out there. Now, I'm not sure if it's like top 5 or top 10. In my experience, I definitely think this is like top 5. Now, you may know some better looking Wii games out there, cool, but from my experience and my taste, I think this is very top notch. This is peak Wii. Mind you, this came out in 2010, so I think the Wii U didn't come out till like 2 years later. And then the PS3 and Xbox 360 had got Generations, which, if I'm not mistaken, I think that this project started out as Generations. And then I think they end up scrapping it and just decided doing something completely new, which I am not mad at it at all. Because if the Wii would have just gotten a worse version of the HD Generations, it would have been kind of because they already did that with Unleashed. So I actually really appreciate the developers for making a unique game for the Wii. Because when you think about it, this is the only just mainline like boost formula Sonic game for the Wii. because the Black Knight. Well, no, first you had Sonic and the Secret Rings, which was a spinoff, and then what came after that? Sonic Unleashed, which was an inferior version of the game, even though Sonic Unleashed on Wii is actually like not that bad at all. Actually, it's decent enough, but it's still like an inferior version of what Sonic Team made. And then we had the Black Knight, another spinoff, which, mind you, I actually enjoyed that game more than Sonic and the Secret Rings. Mind you, I haven't played that much Sonic and the Secret Rings, but just the little glimpse that I played of that, I think it's because just the control scheme in general. See, Sonic and the Secret Rings have you play with the Wiimote just by itself, but the Black Knight has you use like the nunchuck. So I think that alone just makes Black Knight just a better game. But anyway, and what else we had around the time, at least on Nintendo consoles, Wii specifically, nothing really. Yeah, so I think it was really cool that they ended up just doing this. I think this runs on like a modified version of the Hedgehog engine, so technically they got the Hedgehog engine running on Wii.
He loves to hear his own lips flap, but I gotta hand it to the Eggster. This place is epic.
And we have new voice actors. And for this game, I'm playing it in English just because, like, the significance behind it.
Because Eggman plus secretly built amusement park.
Yeah, because these are the voices that we're gonna have for the rest of the time until hell, the time of this recording, at the very least. So it's been like, yeah, it's been 15 years. Oh my god, this game is 15 years old. Oh my god.
Wow. Plot or not, you can't be mad at this view. This place is taking beauty to the next level.
It's really crazy to think that, like, literally, I was in like what? I think I was in like the 5th grade when this came out.
Hello, happy people. Buckle up as Eggman's ultra accelerating.
I was either in like the 5th or 6th grade. That is crazy. It's crazy how fast time flies.
I can't believe somebody was dumb enough.
And we've had these voices for that long. Do y'all think they're as iconic as at this point, you might as well say that they're just as iconic, or like they're just as recognizable as the old ones, if not more at this point. I'm gonna be honest. I love Jason Griffith, but I feel like for what the series is now and the tones and directions it want to go to, I think Roger Craig Smith is actually a very good fit. I'm gonna be honest, I like Roger Craig Smith from the jump. Like, I used to think Sonic sounded so much more cooler.
Your voice chip is stuck on Cowboy again.
Even though, like I said, the tone of this is trying to go more of like Saturday morning cartoons, you know, a little more light and a little more fun. So it's not much range.
I'm not sure what's going on.
Like, there's gonna be like one scene that kind of tries to stir up some type of drama, but yeah.
Hey, what's going on? Huh? Whoa!
Okay. And this game has a lot of like the in-engine cutscenes. This has a lot of those. So yeah. Like, I think that's literally the vibe that we're going for. It literally feels like you're watching a cartoon. Now, for the time, they look really good, of course, because it's running on the Hedgehog engine. But I think in comparison of like what we have like today or in the future, yeah, it's just lacking in just animation and like characters just expressing themselves like through their faces and stuff. There's not much squash and stretch, actually. I think that's really the only thing the cutscenes are missing, for real. But other than that, they do look and sound good, so I'm not gonna give them too much flack. So yeah. So Sonic Colors is set up a little bit differently in terms of like the gameplay. So I think things are now just more mainstream. So the game starting off in Act 1 and going straight into Act 2. Now that was just a little throwback. That was literally just a throwback for that one stage. It's more set up like you really just get a menu, which I am not mad at, because I think Sonic Unleashed kind of it did. Okay, so Sonic Unleashed had Hub Worlds. HD version I'm talking about more so. I'm gonna make that a heads up too. If anytime you hear me like compare Unleashed and Colors, I am definitely talking about the Wii version of Colors and the HD version of Unleashed. I don't compare the Wii version of Unleashed and the Colors because it just doesn't make as much sense to it. Yeah, Unleashed on Wii was developed by Dimps, if y'all didn't know. And oh my god, I forgot what I was saying. Oh, I was talking about the structure of the game. But yeah, the structure of the game, you just go through the menus, just go through different acts. There are red rings, but I don't think the red rings are required to progress through the game. If I'm not mistaken, they're not, which is fine. The red rings in this game, they unlock like these little levels that you get in the hub world. They're just like little extra fun levels. I think it's called, I forget what it's called. It's like a planet in the shape of Sonic's head. And I think that level is mainly, I think that is more multiplayer centric, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, but yeah, this game, every stage has what, 6 acts and a boss? Oh my god, it sounds like a lot, but this game is actually rather short, if I were to be honest. Like very short. You can play this in like, I feel like once you get used, if you're like seasoned with the boost controls and stuff, you can get through this in like what? You can get through this in like 2 hours, maybe 3 at the most. 3 if you just lollygagging, but if you really standing on business and get into it, it's only gonna take you like 2 hours. Yeah, especially if you skip the cutscenes. The cutscenes, I be feeling like the cutscenes really be a good chunk of the damn playtime. So if you skip those, it's not really much. And this is actually the first game that little like the little ring, I forget what it's called, but like the ring bucket badnik, yeah, it originated from this game. I used to think it originated from Generations. And sadly, with this soft reboot type of thing going on, for whatever reason, the writers don't really let Tails do anything. He's kind of, it's like he's going more into being the archetype where he's just like on the side and just building stuff, kind of like Bloomer. Yeah, it's basically turned into Bloomer from Dragon Ball.
Did you go somewhere?
Didn't you see? I absorbed those aliens and got powered up with like some kind of wild energy. And after a few seconds, they'd pop out of me.
I find that
okay.
Okay, seriously? We need to find Eggman and figure out how catching these aliens fits into whatever heinous plan he's hatching.
And wreck that plan, right?
Yeah, that's pretty much how we spend our time.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, they're just little cutscenes that they don't go into much, as you can see. And there's a lot of them. There's just a lot of cutscenes in this game where it's just like, okay. Like, was that not already what we were doing? So I will give it flack for I will give it flack that wise. Like some cutscenes just don't progress the story. Which at that point is like you might as well not even have the cutscene, or you might just make another cutscene that is important longer. Okay, well, yeah. I forgot I'm commentating this little game, but these are the wisps. So we've already got the white wisp. The white wisp is basically the boost in this game, which, oh my god, the boost in this game is just, it's the same as Unleashed practically, but it's like you don't get as much of it. And I think that's because instead of rings to give you boosts, you gotta get the wisp. And the wisp are not as abundant as rings. Like, very not. Because in Unleashed, and even like Generations and stuff, you just have boosts all the time. Because there are rings everywhere. But in here, you only got to get them from the white wisp castles, which either they'll be in like just plain sight sometimes, or the developers cherry pick which badniks to have white wisp inside of them. So yeah, and even from this shot right here, you can definitely tell that they were trying to be a little more platformy this time around. Even though Unleashed and stuff is a platformer, it's very much like, you know, fast paced, on the ground a lot, you know, dodge and stuff. A lot of people like to compare Sonic Unleashed to being like a racing game, or like the boost formula in general. But yeah, this definitely takes it a little bit in another direction, closer to like an actual platformer, really like a 2D platformer, to be honest. Cause we gonna get into it some more, but when it comes to 3D sections in this game and 2D sections in this game, chill. So yeah, we gonna get into it. I'm probably maybe on the next part or two. Yeah, cause this part finna end, and I don't want to run out of time talking about that. But yeah, y'all see this right here? It's gonna be a lot of this. Well, not a lot. Like it's not too offensive, but there's gonna be a lot of 2D sections. And it's gonna be a lot. I think this stage right here just kind of sets the tone for some things that a lot of people don't like about this game. The blocky platforming. Like, don't y'all see how this stuff is just a whole bunch of blocks together? It doesn't really look like, I don't know. I feel like coming from Unleashed, those 2D sections, they blend so well into the environments that even though they're in 2D, like, I feel like someone who wasn't actually playing the game, someone who was probably watching it from the side, you couldn't tell that you were, like, you may thought that the player was just going it, you know, moving from left to right. I don't know. I think the 2D sections blended a little bit better in Unleashed. It's like when you're in the 2D section in this game, you know you're in the 2D section. And it feels like you're in the 2D section.
23, 24, 25.
Oh yeah, and Eggman is here because we need Eggman as the bad guy.
No, I want you to get me a cheeseburger and a shake. That'll be easier. Cheeseburgers don't run as fast as
And yeah, this game doesn't really do Eggman much justice. This is the most cookie cutter Eggman has ever been. Well, probably not has ever been, but yeah.
Wait a minute, I need to go over yonder.
Like, Eggman's personality is here, but he doesn't really do anything.
Precious little aliens. I'll harness their hyper-go-on power, and then nothing will stop me. I know I say that every time, but this time, really, nothing will stop me. What? Sonic!
Who you calling nothing?
But I will say, Eggman's model looks damn near identical. to Unleash though. So shouts out to that.
I thought nobody would get that.
Fine. You're so smart, robot.
Sonic too, but I feel like Eggman. If you would put this screenshot of Eggman right here versus like a screenshot of the in-game cutscenes from Unleash with Eggman, like they would look almost identical. Like Sonic has a little bit of nuances that you can tell.
Guess it's time for me to start stopping.
Like, is it just me, or are Sonic eyes like brighter, or they have like this glow to them, which I'm pretty sure is something going on with the Hedgehog engine. And okay, here's the boss. Well, boss one. And these bosses in this game are like piss easy. They're like too easy. But guess what? I be feeling like after you run through 6 acts, even though a lot of stages be short, I don't mind this, because after 6 acts, I'm not trying to like be fighting no complex boss that's gonna take 5 minutes. So even though the bosses are like piss easy, I wouldn't call them bad. I think they fit right in. They fit right in the game. Yeah. Now there's gonna be some more bosses where I kind of question how they control, but I think the bosses for the most part are inoffensive.
Just tighten this last bolt. Oh, there you are. Where'd you run off to?
I did a little shopping, grabbed a bite to eat, and trashed a giant killer robot.
Oh,
Shopping? Is literally nobody here but y'all.
This place has everything. Hey, so how's your translator thingy coming along?
I think it's done. It's in binary code, so only I can read it.
Really tells.
Ask away.
Who
So he
are
gonna read a
you?
whole bunch of
What
ones and
is happening
zeros.
to your people?
Okay. He says his name is Toxalot, and he's from a faraway soda, and where flowers water them with dance.
Ha ha ha. Tails getting it wrong.
I think your machine still has some bugs.
Yeah.
That's the
I
joke.
think I can figure this out, though. Okay, he said his name is Yacker. He's from a race of beings called Wisps.
Lisps?
No, Wisps, with a W.
Yeah, I'll just stick with aliens if that's okay with everybody.
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
So
that's okay with me. But no, we're gonna call them Wisp.
for their magical powers by an evil man, or to make underwear to be worn by Salad. Can I just hear save them?
They're just like, huh?
Over and over.
When I was running around trashing robots, I saw a map that had a couple of interesting places. I think I'll go check them out and maybe save some aliens.
Yep. Okay. And that's basic. Honestly, this is basically the story. Like until the end, this is basically the story of the game, really. Like in terms of story, like I said, there isn't much for real. It's very Saturday morning cartoon inspired. Like it's a quick 1-2. Sonic and Tails come through, do their thing, and then they leave. Just like what I'm finna do right now. So I will catch y'all on the flip side. And ciao.